Hello, I am Coach Michael Bart Mathews.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Dr. Liz Blanding, and we are the co-founders of the FYMOC, Finding Your Moment of Clarity Transformational System. In one of our mastermind classes, we discovered that our clients had some issues and some challenges, some actual pain points. And we have actually experienced some of those same pain points. And so grab a dedicated pen and a notebook. I would say a dedicated notebook and a pen and take down some notes because we are going to drop quite a few nuggets during this brief session. So one of the things or one of the issues that we have or that we found is that our clients were experiencing fear of not knowing how to brand and market their business. And they also had a fear of not having someone that knows how to do it as well. So in those types of fears, or naming those types of fears, fear of the process was one of them. Fear of not knowing the process, that was a huge one for me. Also, fear of not trusting, that's a big word for us, not trusting someone who knows the process. Now, all of these fears, they lead to little to no business. Wouldn't you agree, Coach Mike?
Oh, wholeheartedly, Dr. Liz, wholeheartedly. I have to publicly admit that I faced those same fears when I went from the 40-40-40 plan to the world of entrepreneurship because I wasn't trained in it, knew nothing about it. So I had to go through the landmines and do it. But one thing that will stop you from experiencing that is when you face the fear and allow fear to stop meaning false evidence appearing real and allow it to mean feeling excited and ready. So like Dr. Liz said, grab your pen. I'm going to give you 6 nuggets on when you can feel excited and ready with marketing, branding, and advertising yourself. This is what you would love to experience. So keep your mind open like a parachute. And here are the 6 nuggets in this particular segment of our brief video. Number 1 is you can make an impact in the lives of others. That's how can we help and how can we serve? And that's a win-win for everybody because your bank account is equal to the amount of people that you serve. Oh, that was a good one when I first heard it. I checked my bank account, then I checked the people I served, and I said, I got to get busy. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to talk about myself, and maybe you can mirror some of your experiences off of my personal truth. Point number 2, increase your personal and business brands. Don't think local, think global. Your personal brand and your business brand by using marketing, branding, and advertising and the power of the WWW World Wide Web will take you globally around the world. But that takes a little skill and processing, but we got to answer for that as well. Number 3, you can begin to gain credibility in the global marketplace. How can you begin to gain? And why did I say begin to gain? Because first of all, people don't know us. So once they get to know, like, and trust you in the global marketplace, you begin to gain credibility in the global marketplace, in your personal business brands as well. Tip number 4, you can be seen as the go-to authority in your industry or niche. Let's be honest, everybody. There's a ton of people doing the same thing in terms of business, what we are offering. But what separates one person from going to business A than going to business B? This is SME, it's subject matter expertise. So when people can see that you have the subject matter expertise in your favor, they're more than likely to choose you, your business, your product, and your service over somebody else. The next one is now you are the go-to influencer in your family, your community, your tribe, your fraternity, your sorority, or those other organizations that you are in. Why? It's because you are stepping up to the plate and adding more value. Because remember this tip, if you're not the lead dog, the view is the same. Maybe that'll catch up with some of you all a little bit later. But if you're not the lead dog, the view is the same. And the last one is you will leave an intentional legacy. Because if you don't know this, we all are going to leave a legacy no matter what. And then you don't want they to say anything about you. And they don't have a name because you don't know who they are, but they are the haters, the naysayers, the want to do us, the never do us, and the gonna do us that don't do it. And they always talk about people like us who do it. So why not leave they and them and you and your family an intentional legacy by putting yourself out there, by getting off the porch to run with the big dogs and erase the fear. Right, Dr. Liz?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so packed full of nuggets. I hope you all had your pens out and your papers writing feverishly. That was just amazing. And in order to accomplish those things that Coach Mike was talking about, we have to overcome some of the fears that we're feeling and some of the pain that we're feeling. Some of the pain that we feel is due to a lack of self-confidence, the lack of self-confidence that you can actually do it. Let that soak in for a little bit. Okay. Also, this is one of the major issues that we have: lack of financial resources. So when you don't have your finances in order, or the finances to actually take care of all the business expenses that come along with marketing and branding and growing your business, then you're kind of walking on, shaky ground, because you don't know where that next dollar is coming from. Lack of the know-how. And the know-how, like Coach Mike just said about becoming the expert in your field or in your industry. So the lack of the know-how. Is it going to be a DIY, which is, are you going to do everything yourself? Are you going to do it yourself, or even just to begin with doing everything for yourself until now it's time for you to bring somebody else on, and then becomes a DFY? And a DFY is a done for you. That means, though, you still have to be the subject expert. So when you hand off the project to someone else, then you still know your business. You're signing your own checks, in other words. Okay. Now, this is huge for me: the lack of social media presence. That right there, because that's where the pool of clients are. So the lack of social media presence is, especially in our day and time, we must, and we can make it fun. That's the thing of it. It doesn't have to be dry and stale. It doesn't have to be, all stuffy and everything. It can be fun. But we have to get that in our mind. Let that be a feeling when we go on, especially a live, that we have the confidence again to actually do it, and we can get it done. Coach Mike, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yes, I'd agree. And I'll add another pain point, another turn the screwdriver in the side, another dog sitting on the nail and he's hollering, but all he has to do is get up to relieve the pain type of conversation as we finish this out. And the pain is, have you ever heard this term, or have you ever heard somebody say, he or she thinks that he or she is a legend in her or his own mind? When I first heard that, I didn't understand what that meant. But then, because of coaching, this is what one of my coaches told me, so I might as well tell you all. So take a pen. I'm actually going to turn my eyes and read it, because I want to make sure I read it and deliver it right twice, okay? So here we go. The problem is, you don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it. I'm going to say that again. That was a revelation for me. You don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it. And then when you don't know it and you recognize you don't know it, successful entrepreneurs or business owners, we pivot. We get a mentor. We get a coach. We get someone who has blazed the trail before us with success. And we sit down and humble ourselves with our pen and paper and take a plethora of notes and guidance and directions. Now, I love mentors, but mentors motivate you. They inspire you, and they also educate you. I love coaches too, because a coach is the X and O person, male or female, it doesn't matter, because there's some great women coaches out here, gentlemen, who draw up the business plan. They hold you accountable and they help you execute it. That's what coaches do. No successful team has won championships without their coaching rising from the ranks of not having impact, not being not having credibility, not being an influencer of their own team to become a Phil Jackson or a Pat Riley. Liz, what's that Detroit Piston coach name?
Detroit Pistons coach. You know what? When I think about the Detroit Pistons, I think about, and I know I'm dating myself, I think about Isaiah Thomas because of that year that they just swept and swept and swept they did back-to-back championships. And I had that opportunity to meet Isaiah Thomas. So he kind of what do you call it? He drowns out everybody in my mind.
Okay, well, he was the player coach on the floor, but
Yeah.
they had another coach who sat on the bench. So on our next video, we'll give you that coach's name. So let's turn it back over to Dr. Liz.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, just taking that back just a little bit when we talked about the social media presence, I think it's so important that we make it fun and that we make it engaging. Okay. So I want to talk about one of our clients though. One of our clients that experienced some of the pains that we've talked about in earlier, some of the pain points, and she stated it so eloquently. She said that clarity hit her like a bolt of lightning. Okay. She said because she had the fear of the unknown. And the unknown was she had no idea how to brand or market her business. Okay. Now she had a reputation for servicing her clients. Like she rolls out the red carpet for all of her clients. But what she realized is that once the services were done, then also her revenue was done as well. And she had to drum up more business, and she would have some trickling of referrals coming in that she would service, but she also knew that she needed to get out and drum up more business. So as fellow business owners, we've all had that sinking feeling in the bottom of our stomach that, okay, where is this next dollar going to come from? We talked about that lack of financial resources earlier. She knew that she had to do something different, because what is that? If you keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result, that is plain insanity. So she came across the FYMOC, Finding Your Moment of Clarity Transformational System. She followed the link over to the page. She listened to the videos, and immediately she knew this is what I needed to do. So she signed up for the program, and she says over and over to this day, and she's so grateful and thankful. She says that was the best, hands down, that was the best money that she ever spent, and also the best use of her time when it came to branding and marketing her business. She heard Coach Mike say, if not now, when? Okay. And year after year, if not now, when? So now is the time. She is one of the best examples of the transformational change and the clarity that comes from coaching, like Coach Mike stated earlier today. So by coaching and by taking action. I'm Dr. Liz Blanding.
And I am Coach Michael Bart Mathews. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If not now, then when? Tell a friend, bring a friend, tune in, and we'll see you in the next video. 2022 is the year for you.